Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dustin from DC Media, and this is part 4 of a 4-part overview of the Scarlett Studio package from Focusrite. Now, in this video, we were going to be going over the software. However, we were having an issue with our capture card, so we're going to bring that video to just a little bit later. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go over the software just a little bit. We're going to go back over the 3 things we already went over in the other 3 videos, and then we're going to give a final conclusion of whether this is worth buying. The first thing we went over was the HP60 headphone. Now, while it had the 8-foot long cable, which was a nice add, it wasn't detachable from the headphone. So that was a little bit of an issue if you're doing wire management, things like that. It could become what do you do with all the extra wire, or where can you put the headset when you're not using it so it doesn't look cluttered on your desk. It created some other issues, but the biggest issue of all was the fact that it didn't dissipate heat inside the ear cup. So if you wore it for more than 30 minutes, your ears would start sweating and it'd be very uncomfortable. So that is probably the largest issue with this entire kit. And it's a big issue for anyone who plans on utilizing the headphones for extended periods of time. The only other issue was the sound had a bit of a compressed sound and a feeling that the speaker was directly over your ear, which is obviously, in a headphone. But it isn't a studio package, so you'd expect the headphones to be a little bit more wider based, as if you're actually listening in a room as opposed to having speakers on your ear. So, all in all, that really wasn't that great. The next thing we went over was the USB interface. Now that is obviously the hero of the kit. It is amazing, short of better words. It's it's a USB 2.0. It's very compact for what it is and what all it does. It has monitor outputs and also has a direct monitor headphone output, so you can hear exactly what's going on in real time. Now, with that, there is a bit of latency, which they said they corrected in the newest iteration of the interface, which I currently don't have my hands on, so I can't confirm that. But according to them, they did correct what little bit of latency there was, which I didn't experience a lot. Your experiences might differ, but mine was pretty minimal. Apart from that, the interface was actually really well thought out and really well executed. It has 48 volt phantom power on the XLR output. If you have the solo, that's 1. If you have the 2i2, there is 2 XLR outputs, so you have both channels have 48 volt. It does only record in left channel for channel 1, right channel for channel 2. That is indicative. It doesn't matter if you're using the solo or the 2i2. So you'll have to correct that in post, which if you go back and watch the video where we go over the microphone, I didn't do that. I wanted to make sure that it came across to the users that, hey, this is only left channel. So I didn't want to do any post editing. The only thing I wish I would have seen on the interface is I would like to have seen a couple dials for the EQ. I would like to have seen like maybe a low pass or a low frequency adjuster, as well as a higher pass or high frequency adjuster of some sort. There's a lot of other interfaces out there that utilize that, although I believe they're a little lower and lackluster in quality compared to this. And then the last thing we went over was the microphone. Their microphone was actually pretty well. It wasn't great. You could definitely tell that it was a mass-produced item overseas, but it does work well. It has a small cone area for where the condenser mic actually picks up. So that was a little bit of an issue, especially for some of you guys who are doing podcasts and voiceovers, and you might be moving around, things like that. That could become an issue because your voice is going to fade in and out. So, I would have liked to seen a selector on there, maybe similar to like the Yeti, to where you could adjust, how wide of a cone that it actually has. But that's not going to, take away from the quality of the mic. The mic is actually pretty well done, and for a $200 or $250 package, I was pretty happy with the overall use of the mic. And as you can see, it's actually still on my mic pole somewhere over here, and I actually still use it now. It's a great microphone. I really don't have a reason to change. Which brings us to the software. Now, the software is a studio software, which is also part of my problem with it. I'm looking at this more of a podcast, maybe even live stream scenario. So I really didn't care for the studio feel uh, to the overall layout. Now it does have some presets that you can utilize, like for podcast things like that, but they're lacking a little bit. I found myself using custom variants, but the software is really well thought out. For anyone doing studio work, it's an amazing software. Even doing podcasts, anything that's not live, I really enjoyed it. But I'm really familiar with Audacity, so it's going to be hard for me to make the jump going from Audacity to their software. Uh, but we'll see how it goes, and I'll update you guys when I do the video over the software so we can better understand my gripes about how it's set up and its user friendliness or lack thereof in some cases. Which brings me to the conclusion of the video. Should you buy this kit? Well, if you don't have anything at all, I don't think it's a bad purchase. I think it's a great purchase. Where else are you going to get a set of headphones? You're going to get a USB interface. You're going to get software, and you can even download Audacity for free if you didn't like it. And you're going to get the microphone, and you're going to get all cables included. So you're buying a kit ready to go. You're still going to have to buy a pop filter and a mic stand unless you purchase there's some Amazon kits that have all that included. I think that Focusrite should probably jump on that and start including that in a kit. But like I said, that's something else that's not a deal breaker. I use a different mic stand anyway than what was even included in anything on Amazon. And I just bought a cheap generic pop filter, and it works fine. You don't need to buy one of those $50, $60 pop filters or anything like that. Just order whatever works for your particular setup. So in the end, yes, I think this is a purchase. Even if you're only needing an interface, you could buy just the 2i2 or the Solo interface by itself. And I'll have the links to those in the description for Amazon so you can check them out. And I think it's a really great product. I think that they are definitely on the right track moving forward. I would like to see something a little bit more specialized to maybe podcasting, which when I spoke with Focusrite, they had said that they were very interested in diving more into that atmosphere. Currently, they are very well known in the studio world. They have great products. A lot of current bands and popular bands still utilize some of their higher end products today. So they know what they're doing. And I think once they get some more feedback from some of us reviewers, and they kind of get an idea more so of what is exactly going on or what's expected whenever we purchase equipment that we're going to be utilizing in our day-to-day, I think they're going to do just fine. To be honest, I think at some point in the next year or so, they might come out with a podcast version of this kit, which is something I hope for. But we'll just have to wait and see. If they do, I'm going to take credit for giving them the idea. Why not? Anyway, if you guys watched this entire video and made it to this point, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you guys have any questions or comments, that's what the comment section below is. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. If you did like the content, you like the other videos, consider subscribing. We're going to have a lot more content coming at you, from computer builds to unboxings to some more reviews. And we're going to go a little bit more in depth with some of the futuristic reviews on what we're doing. Right now, we're just slowly getting set up for everything that we're doing. So you're going to see some changes in sets. You're going to see some changes in lighting and camera angles and some of our editing techniques. But if you stay with us, the end solution, the final product is going to be hopefully great, and I really hope you guys enjoy it. So, hope to see you guys in the next video. Take it easy.